Well, a very good morning, Andrew. Yes, it's the 13th of February, Black Friday. No, it's not Black Friday, but it's Friday the 13th. Yes, but I'm not very suspicious on the 13th month of the month. It's a beautiful day in the Smog Line, Andy. We're going to Aberfeldy on a butchery bread run. Yes. The roads will be quite treacherous over Glencockle, I think. But nevertheless, look at Millreamer, look at the lovely snow. And I've missed out this winter because it's been such a bloody, terrible, damp, horrid, dismal, dreich weather for weeks on end. Everyone knows this, of course. So I've not been able to get onto the top mountains. It's been covered in mist and rain for, well, and some snow, of course, but it's been like that for easily 5 or 6 weeks. And this road is absolutely caked with craters and potholes. They've even got bloody cones sitting in the middle of the carriageway, right in the, not in the middle of the road or the side, but right in the carriageway to indicate how many bloody potholes there are. So it's like it's like an advanced driving course now. It's you've got to weave in and out of cones when you're driving. Yeah, I can't wait for these bloody nationals to get the heck out of Holyrood so that we can get some road repairs done. They're more interested in spending money on woke projects than what's necessary. But it's an absolutely wonderful day. I've got some Gaelic music on. Trouble is, the Gaelic music this time of the day is, well, for Gaelic speakers. And I find it's, I can't help thinking that a lot of the Gaelic music between 10 AM and midday is for people sitting in residential homes, sipping cups of tea and nibbling on biscuits. He's gone a bit nippy, that chap. I'm not sure if he's aware that he's going to have his car damaged when he gets down the road about a quarter of the mile. But, so we're going to march on, Andy, or at least get the gears in order and push our way over to Aberfeldy. I can't wait. But I have to say my seasonal affective disorder has been quite debilitating this winter. Absolutely bloody miserable. And I think I spent most of the winter just standing in the kitchen, staring at my sink. So I think I spent 6 weeks staring at my sink. That's what I've done. And nothing's been done. I've not been able to venture far. I have a few walks in, but nothing spectacular, I'm afraid. There's no point. There's no point heading onto the high slopes when you can't see a damn thing below. And there's no inversion cloud, there was no blue sky, there was no purpose to getting out and about. But here we are on the 13th and the sun's out, so I'm invigorated that we're getting into the late winter period, and I can't wait for spring to get my spring in my step and get going again. I'm sorry I've not posted anything of late, but you can understand if I'm spending most of my day staring into my kitchen sink, then there's no point in sitting at the computer because I'm at the sink. But let's go to Aberfeldy and see what we can get. Might be able to catch the bakers as well for the last loaf. But knowing the greedy gannets in Aberfeldy, they've probably scoffed up the bloody every crumb in the shop. And I do like often buying, well, not often, but regularly. No, not regularly. Occasionally, Andy. Occasionally, I like to buy a cake or a bun. But unfortunately, the Aberfeldy bakers, they use that fake cream. They don't use traditional real cream. I said to the girl one day, I says, that cream? She says, it's baker's cream. I says, oh, I don't want that. You know, use well sort of covering your cookie with, paper mache than eating that stuff. But, we better get on because the window's starting to mist up, Andy, so we're not going to see the view. But look at Meal Reaver. I can't wait to get back up there. I really can't wait to see you again. Yes. So we're in the central Aberfeldy. Well, just the west hand edge of the main streets. And I thought I'd sit and have a bit of a chat. Mind you, I might not be able to do too much if there's people, pedestrians wandering around. But, there's the sort of vehicles we get in Aberfeldy. No expense spared. Probably aristocracy. It looks like it's a 1950s Land Rover. And they probably had that brand new. The aristocracy buy things for life, of course. Whether it's hats, scarves or shoes. One item and it'll last them 50 years or more. Which makes sense. And then you've got the people who go to B&M and stuff and they're down there every damn week. Replacing the stuff they bought the week before because it's stuck it in the washing and all stretched or, the cushion covers or something like that, all stretched or faded or tangled up or shrunk and they tumbled around. The scented candles stink the house out. There's a Black Watch Inn over there. I've had many times in there actually. It's not as good as it used to be. It was rather. I don't know if it's a Masonic affair, but certainly it had a very strict clientele. And when you shoved open the door and you went in, everybody turned their head. And no one spoke until you ordered your drink. If you're drinking black bottle whiskey like the rest of them, then they all gathered around you instead of asking where you're from and what you're about and all the rest of it. But if you just got a pint, they still didn't speak to you. And they didn't like strangers. This was the problem. It was very much a watering hole for the locals, for the more mature locals. I was in the chemist there. I nipped in to see if they'd have. Well, the same chemist that had that issue with trying to buy sulphur a few years back, a couple of years back or more. And the Spanish Inquisition and the insinuations and, it's just awful. So I never got my sulphur. But I said to her, I says, I noticed that you've got a huge amount of soap on display. Is there quite a call for soap? She said, no, we don't sell much at all. We've tried all brands, but the Aberfeldy people don't really go for soap. I said, I've never seen so much soap in my life. And one pharmacist. I said, what about razors? Do you sell a lot of gentlemen's razors? She said, no, we don't sell any at all. I said, I thought that, because most of the people wander around here with beards down to their knees. I says, what about deodorants and stuff? She says, never heard of it. I says, you must sell some deodorant. No, we don't even have any in stock. No need for it. She said, people prefer to smell naturally here, especially the farmers and gamekeepers and stuff. There's a little shop there. I have no idea what it sells. It just seems to be nonsense, actually. I think there's a lot of shops like this scattered across the land and Europe, which sell things that have no interest to people. And I don't know how they manage to make a living from selling things that. I mean, they've got great big bloody balls of jute string. I mean, how often are you going to buy a ball of string? It's not wool, it's string. And I mean, if you buy that big one, that's going to last you for the rest of your life, isn't it? Unless you're tying up parcels or tying little messages to pigeons' legs to send them afar. I mean, these fake flowers that, I mean, you only need to buy them once, don't you? They look horrible. Nothing worse than passing, someone's sitting room window on a bright April day near Easter or something and seeing fake flowers on display. When there's abundance of daffodils in the gardens, if you care for your garden. And, so I think what we'll do, Andy, we might have a spin around actually. I've seen somebody looking out the architect's window to my left-hand shoulder. It seems to be these people who are in a professional position, like accountants and architects. When I stop outside their businesses, they seem to be rather inquisitive and curious as to what I'm doing. The gentleman's nose has been pressed against the window for the last 5 minutes, wondering why I'm sitting here pointing the camera in all directions. But yes, that's definitely a silly shop, and yes, why don't we go in? That's what we'll do, Annie. We'll pop in and see exactly what they've got inside, and I'm going to see if the shop assistant is eager for my business, or sort of shuns away by the very fact that I don't want any custom. You can buy a ball of jute or a fake flower. Does that interest you? No, thank you. Well, get out. Okay, deed done, Andy. I've gone into the premises and had a 5-minute scoot around. All I could tell you is just a bunch of chat. And basically, there's two people in the shop and a dog, and noisy dog, but that's all right. But the stuff that's in there is exactly what you get in B&M, but 10 times the price. Better quality, of course, but just a lot of chat. It's fake hand creams and jute candles, ceramics. Did I say jute string? Loads of that for some damn reason. I can't understand it. What's the call for jute string in Aberfeldy? I don't know. People flying in from Geneva. We're off to Scotland. Are you travelling around looking at historical sites? No, we're off to get a ball of jute string from Aberfeldy. Oh well. And I said to her, I said, are you open all year? She said, yes. And here's the dog coming out now. I best not put the camera on them. Both of them will come out. Cracky, that's them closed for lunch. I'm holding my camera well down, of course. There's 2 members of staff are parting. Oh, they're driving this black vehicle in front of me. That's what they're doing. Or one of them is, at least. And I think the girl who's just about to take off in the black car in front of me with her dog, I think, in all honesty, I I think she realised that I was not at all impressed by what was on display. I said to her, you know, in a sort of condescending way, "You've got some very nice stuff in here." She said, "Oh, yes, thank you." I said, "You open all year?" She said, "Yes." I wanted to say, "Are you busy?" She said, "No." "How do you manage to get a wage? Is this a tax dodge you've got running here?" Probably is. Most shops are running some sort of tax avoidance scheme. Sit there all day, answering phone for Tesco customer services or something, but and then every so often they'll serve a customer a bowl of string. Yeah, so the black cars departed, and they're obviously, funny time to break for lunch. It's 10 minutes to 1, isn't it? Oh yes, that's another thing. They've got abundance of small metal watering cans, the sort of watering can you use in a house. Where if you've got a milk jug or any container, actually, even a kettle, you don't need to buy a separate small container for watering your houseplants. But of course, people have got money to burn, and people like buying silly things, particularly the middle classes. They can't go out without buying something stupid. Always got to part with their money. I don't know where the hell they get it, but they're always spending money. And excuse me, but you don't actually see them in any shops buying any food. This is the big thing. They just, I don't know, they seem to browse. And the sort of people that feel guilty that if they walk into a shop, they must come away with something, if only to have a colourful bag to wander around the street and say, "Look, we've been buying things here in the village." And then I'll pop down to one of the cafes and spend about £18 on a coffee and a bun or something. Well, I think that's it from Aberfeldy, Andy. We've got to tackle this damn road over the small glen. It's particularly snowy at Glen Cochel. The fir trees are very, very nice. They're coated in snow and it's beautiful. But as I said already, I think in this vlog, there's a lot of damn potholes to contend with, and so therefore I'm reduced to less than 40 miles an hour on the journey. Yeah. I spend the whole journey coming north checking what the southbound carriage looks like, so that I'm ready in readiness for it on the return, and I can tell you there's a few craters that I have to avoid. But it's a beautiful day, Andy, and I'm glad I came up here. I've got my provisions that I need. I didn't go completely crazy. I got my bread and butchery. I went to the Aberfeldy Co-op, but like all cooperative stores, they're not overly friendly. They're sort of, just a face, aren't you? You're just in fact, if you went in 5 minutes later to the same person that served you, she wouldn't say, "Oh, have you not been in already?" or "Have you got something?" Because they don't notice. No, I'm afraid not. And we better get the camera down. There's pedestrians, Andy. They don't want me filmed, I'm sure. Look at this damn thing for a crater. And look at the potholes there, Andy. This is what the whole road's like in Glen Cochel, southbound, right through Small Glen. We'll better get going before the traffic comes up. Andy, please. Thank you. Aquarius, Aquarius, Yeah, we're still in the sign of Aquarius, aren't we? And it'll be Pisces, and then it'll be all back to starters for Aries. Yeah. I should say that's, well, I think you know from my vlogs, Meilna and Furin at the back there, just south of Crieff. And it's wonderful, Andy. And I've been up there several times. It's a glorious summit. Well, it's not much of a cairn, right enough, but Amory is absolutely beautiful, isn't it, Andy? There's a kick. There's a service on Sunday, Andy, but the forecast is for heavy snow. I don't want to take my car up if it's going to get stuck in a drift. But we'll see how it works out on Sunday. Eh? Of course, this is half term, isn't it? And I think the number of hours that the children go to school is, well, it's only half a term to do. 195 days the teachers are in school. 191 for the pupils. It's ridiculous, actually. In-service day, half-term, holidays. No wonder the thickest planks. But, so it's pretty nice all round, I have to tell you this, and I've enjoyed my journey. I stopped briefly. I think I caught that pothole, that crater. There was several of them, and it's worse down this way. I don't want to make this vlog particularly long, but I haven't done much of late, so I think it's worth doing so. Actually, I think what we'll do, Andy, we'll zip up to the car park and we'll sit there and point our camera easterly. Yes. Yeah, so there we are. So it's looking pretty splendid, isn't it? I've done a lot of traipsing up on those summits, and this is all going to be wind farms, of course. It's a damn disgrace, but I'm not going to complain today. It's too beautiful a day for any complaints, any. Yeah. I think what's the problem with me in Aberfeld is, well, I've introduced myself as being a very important person, and I think, you know, I said to someone, says, what do you do yourself? I said, I'm a very important person. And at first they were quite taken aback and sort of quite respectful in that matter. We've got a VIP in our presence, but I think over the last couple of years it's worn off. I think they've discovered there's nothing that important about me. Either that, or they're just a little shy when it comes to discussing how important I am. But I usually say to them, you know, that normally get the best seat in a restaurant, and there's never a chance of not getting a table. Ushered through at the front of queues everywhere I go, actually. And you get quite used to it. But I noticed the chap today, I best not give the shop name, but you know, I think he's fed up having a very important person in his store. He wasn't really in that formidable chatting mood that he normally is. I think he thought to himself, God, here's this important person coming in again. I don't have enough important information to discuss with him today. So I'm going to leave it and just talk about trivial matters. Quite often when I'm speaking to someone, I notice that they start yawning. And it can be rather off-putting, especially trying to tell a joke or a humorous sort of anecdote. And they start yawning. You know, looking at their watch, that's another favourite. But isn't those mountains tempting, Andy? Yeah, we'll get another coating of snow over the weekend. I might come up here early next week for a tramp around up top. But delighted to bring my camera with me and show you off what's all happening in the snow. But for now, I'm going to get down this gingerly, get down the road gingerly. And as I say, there's numerous craters and potholes. I'm down to 30 miles an hour now. I'm not joking here. All right, thanks for listening. And as I say, Friday the 13th, that's February and March, we'll have the Friday the 13th, so good luck with that, yeah?